and welcome back to VenturePoint. With us, the 5 of us. I didn't include myself for some reason.
The 45 of us.
So well.
I think the 4-5 is a very good team name.
The 4-5.
Adventure name.
Yeah. I'll bear that in mind for the future. But yes, welcome back to VenturePoint. We're back this week. We're off next week, and we will be back the week after. But let's get cracking into session 3, shall we? So last time we saw our band of adventurers, they'd parted ways. Wildstorm and Kaelin secured rooms at the Seer's Truth Tavern for the night, while Callahan and Xenophilius went in search of a council member that could sponsor them to get the regular price on adventuring supplies. Supplies?
Surprise!
Finding Tenacity and Dahlia in the wrecked shell of the town hall, Callahan was told about a voucher sheet that the group would be provided with when they take on a council job, and informed that there would likely be one available for them within the next day or so. A little disheartened by that news, he and Xenophilius headed to Nightmail's Concoctions Incorporated to catch back up with Badrek Nightmail, who provided them potions in payment for saving his life, and, after some convincing, also provided a few more in exchange for gifts. The party met back up at the Seer's Truth and balanced out their new gains among the group, and went their separate ways overnight to rest. In the morning, they were given a task by the council to investigate the suspected front for a smuggling ring and recover, if possible, an amulet that belongs to one of the city council members. Visiting the now ruined and abandoned shop, you found a locked door at the back of the shop that you unlocked and followed a set of stairs downwards to explore deeper below the surface. You found a fair few books in a side room and either set off or disarmed a few traps that had evidently been set to waylay any prospective intruders. But as we rejoin the group, you had just made your way into a room containing a very large and seemingly aggressive giant spider. Let's jump on over to Roll20 and pop ourselves into initiative, if we could. I'll open the turn order for everyone. So as a reminder for initiative, if you're rolling it through your sheet, make sure your token is selected on the battle map, and then click initiative on your character sheet.
Critical.
Right. And that should... Oh, I need to remove some of the...
That's your crit wasted?
Yep, that's my crit for the week.
I need to remove some of the stuff from the previous...
What do you mean our token needs to be selected?
On the map.
So click on your token, and then...
Oh, click.
Yeah.
Got it. Click on yourself.
That's the right one. That's the wrong one.
And then...
That's the wrong one.
Dan fumbled and I crit.
Apparently, yeah.
At least we know how today's going to go.
There you go, and I will quickly get my dice out, which I should probably have done already. Oh, get my dice together.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Oh.
There we go, and I'll roll for the spider. Ooh, okie dokie. You'll be glad to know it did not roll well. Right, this is...
Alex?
Yep.
Could you... You're a bit quiet.
Am I? Okay. On what, the stream? Or just
On,
for you guys?
in the call. It's a bit difficult to hear.
In the call. I can't actually make myself any louder, but I can try to bring my mic closer.
Yeah, because it's not quiet for me.
Yeah. Have you turned me up in Discord?
I've just done that now. We'll be fine.
Okay, cool. Better? Alright.
Yes.
Cool. So, it's turn here, add a turn. to do some maths. The fear of
Slow
audience.
maths.
Slow maths, indeed. That's... Okay, so the first to move as you walk into this room, Wildstorm, and hear this chittering of mandibles in the corner, and this spider sort of rearing itself out of this hole in the webbed hole in the ground. What do you choose to do?
Run and cry. No, I'm joking.
A valid response.
How big's this pile of rubble? Above
which pile?
That
This
one.
Oh, that is probably about 3 foot high. So if you wanted, you could probably jump like that side if you're looking for cover.
Yes.
But it would only be half cover, so that would be +2 to your AC. Alright. Just while you're behind cover from it.
What does half cover mean for me attacking?
Nothing, to my knowledge.
Cool.
It literally just gives you 2 AC. 3/4 cover, I think, gives you +5, and you can still sort of reach round and attack. Full cover, you can't attack, but they can't attack you either.
Cool.
So,
Well, I think I'm going to go straight in with a crossbow.
all right.
Pew pew.
Well, try and go straight in with a crossbow. 10.
10 is not going to hit, unfortunately. You dash behind the rubble, try to aim the crossbow. It ducks out of the way as it just sails into the web behind and just sort of springs in the webbing.
It's a shame because the damage was 12.
Mm-hmm. You've got yours automatically rolling then.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm going to hold it there, I think.
Yeah, nothing else? Cool.
No.
Cool. Xenophilius, you are next. Kaelin, you're afterwards, so if you have a think about what you want to do. Alright.
Yeah, so Xenophilius is going to run and hide. I've decided in this room he's going to hide under this, what's it called? The thing that people sleep in.
The hammock.
The bed. He's going to hide under the bed.
Alright.
And you can use Firebolt. I'm going to use a Firebolt
Alright.
trying to...
Is that a monster under your bed? No, it's a firebolt.
Okie dokie. So that is a 10 as well. Unfortunately, can't quite get the angle from underneath the bed, so your bolt goes wide and just sort of splashes against the stonework behind ineffectually. Alright. Anything else? Bonus action or
No.
movement? I suppose you've just sort of ducked under the bed, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm just hiding.
Cool, cool. Kaelin, then, it is you. You can see the spider is beginning to like properly rear out by this point.
I would like to heal myself.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Yes.
Is that a potion?
Yeah, that's all I've got.
That's fine. So usually, I think in most rules as written, it's your action to take a potion. I'm happy for it to be a bonus action if you're applying it to yourself. It's still an action to give a potion to someone else. Alright? So you've still got your action if you want to sort of down a potion and then attack.
How do I heal? Do I need to do anything?
So, for a potion, for a small potion, for a basic potion of healing, it is 2d4 plus 2, I think. Let me double check that. Potion of healing, which I shouldn't be doing in this window because this is the audience's window. But potion of healing, it's 2d4 plus 2. So that's what you'll want to roll. You regain that many hit points.
Which what do we need to roll?
2d4, so 2 of the pyramid dice, and then add 2 to whatever you get to that. Wow,
So 10.
maximum. Okay.
Exactly
add
what I
to its
needed.
full 10. Exactly what you needed. Yeah. So you down this sort of courses through you, and you feel like reinvigorated. And yeah, you're back at full health. The ice sort of damage sort of heals itself up a little bit. All right, and then what do you want to do with your action and movement?
Having just recovered,
Yep.
I don't really want to move any closer,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to go for the short bow.
Where is your short bow? Yeah.
Every time.
Yep.
What? What?
There we go. A 14 does hit. Like,
I rolled
just
twice.
hits. That's fine. We'll take the first one. But yeah, 14 just hits. So as it sort of rears out, you manage to catch it across, like, one of its many shoulders. Because spiders famously have shoulders. And deal a little bit of damage to it. I will pop that to its token. There we go. So you don't want to move, do you? You can still retreat after your attack if you want to.
I think I'm just going to stay where I am.
All right, cool. Next turn is the spiders. It was going to be, you can see by its body position, it was going to be clambering over the rubble towards Wildstorm. It gets hit and turns towards you, Kaylin. Mm-hmm. How much movement does it have? It has... It is going to... if I use the right window... It's going to climb up and across the wall. Avoiding the damage stuff, come down here and start to try to bite you. Okay? That is a 14 to hit you. What's your armor class? Top of your sheet.
14.
Just enough to hit you then. General rules are meets it, beats it. So it's going to deal 6 piercing damage. And if you could make me a Constitution saving throw. So near the top of your sheet, on the left, should be a list of the saving throw stuff. There we go. Ooh, oh no.
That's not ideal.
That's not ideal at all. You take another 5 poison damage from it, as it manages to sink its sort of mandibles into you, and you can feel like this sting from your arm. Other arm this time. You are still up, so that doesn't affect you. So yeah, just knock your health down on your sheet.
How much? 5? How much? I know the second one was 5.
So second one was 5, first one was 6, so it's 11 total. Yeah.
That health potion saved you.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also being used up very fast.
Yes. Callahan, then, it is your turn as the spider cannot do anything more.
Gonna stab a bitch.
Yeah.
Wait, where is... Oh, there it is.
I was still
Yeah,
beginning
he
in the other room, and you guys just fucked off through the door.
Yep.
And then I wouldn't have known what was going on if the spide didn't come into like the middle of the door from us. Aha.
Yep.
Question is, do I want to stop back a bit and stab it?
Oh
And
yeah,
stab
you
it. I mean,
javelins you
throw-
reach.
Yeah, I closed my character sheet. That was dumb. Bear with.
That's alright.
It's not alright, Dan. Come on.
Shoot your face. I'm gonna throw a javelin at it.
Okay, yeah.
Fuck.
Through it.
That'll
17.
hit. That'll hit. So another 6 damage to it, yeah?
Should have cast a spell as well. Oh well.
It's alright. I mean,
We
if
can
the
take, we can
spell's
take
a
one
bonus
spider.
action. You got magic?
I do. I have like 2 spells.
Oh, you got cantrips, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't get full spells until next level, I think.
I have 2 cantrips, but they're both pretty useless here.
Duration, target range. Wow, bonus action. But they're both the next time you hit an enemy, so it would make a difference.
Oh, fair enough.
Sorry, I want to save them anyway. You know, 1 spider between 4 of us. I feel there's something worth in this dungeon.
Well,
If we're going by the name of the game, that could be a dragon. Hope not, for the love of Christ. But
alright, so that's you done, yeah?
that is me done.
Wildstorm, it is back to you.
Flank it. You get advantage.
I was going to.
If you've got a close range weapon, yeah.
You're a caster, aren't you?
I have a dagger.
You can use the dagger.
Would I have to be here?
You'd have to sort of get up on the broken desk.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Would that give me any issues?
No, you'd be
High ground.
I'm a cat.
You're high ground.
Yeah. I have the high ground spider. Shink, shink, shink.
I'm gonna stab it from behind.
Alright, roll your dagger with advantage. So take the higher number.
22.
22 will hit.
7 piercing damage.
7. Nice.
I rolled enough on the lower roll as well.
Alright, you
Always
catch
the way,
it.
man.
You catch it in the back. Drive your dagger down, and there's like this sort of ichor that starts to come out of the wound, and it's this horrible screech.
Yummy.
Alright, that's you done, yeah?
Yeah, I can't do anything else, can I?
Alright, and Xenophilius, it is your turn.
So under the bed, he's
Yeah.
gonna pull out his dagger. He's gonna try like propel himself forward to stab him with a dagger.
Scrabble out and jump, basically.
Yeah.
Alright. From there, you would get advantage as well because of where Wildstorm is. Distracting it. It turns its head to see this cat behind it, and you just take
Nice.
advantage. Plunge the dagger in. It is still screeching pretty loudly now, but it is not dead. Anything else you'd like to do? Any bonus actions that you've got?
No.
No.
So
Okie
I'm
dokie.
good.
Kaylin, it is your turn, and then it will be the spiders.
I'm gonna run away.
Okie dokie.
Oh, can I go?
Use the disengage action if I were you.
So, you can do it as a bonus action. You can disengage because of your class. That means that as you move away, you're wary enough that it can't try and take a swing at you.
So alright, then I'll give it a whack.
All right. Yep.
Because why not?
Yeah. Exactly. You
Hey.
hit, and as is so. Unless there's a way you'd like to finish off this particular spider.
I mean, I'm fairly annoyed. I've just healed myself, and I'm actually in a worse position prior to healing myself. So I'm just going to give it nothing fancy, just a really frustrated.
Straight through, skewer, pull the rapier out. It sort of tries to look back at you and just collapses. And you can see its legs sort of automatically start to crawl in underneath itself as it rolls sort of slightly to the side. We are out of initiative, everybody.
I'm gonna throw a health potion to
To
Kaylin.
Thank you.
It's all good.
Stay down.
I think he will for now. I think you'll be fine.
That was fun. Let's do it again.
No. Ask Kaylin. I think we'd rather not. I've got no more health potions to give.
I've got one.
It's not the pointer. I'm going to enter the room. Can I investigate? See if it's
You
just the
can
room.
indeed.
I'm pretty sure I'm shite at that, but we'll do it anyway.
Well, give me your choice of investigation or perception.
Investigation, because I'm investigating.
All right.
I'm actually looking opposed to just going.
Mm-hmm. So with a 17 on investigation, you take a look around the whole room. Everything seems perfectly still. It doesn't look like it's been disturbed that much, at least in a couple days, except for the hole that the spider came out of, where the web is ever so slightly just lifting and moving in what looks like a slight breeze.
Can I tell with the 17, is that because the spider's just come out, or is it something other than that?
So the spider has not been in the web for a good few seconds now.
Cool.
So this is not like the after effects of it leaving the web. It's like moving under almost like a soft movement of air.
Cool. I'm going to stand here and use my tinderbox to set fire to the web, and I would have grabbed my javelin back from the spider corpse.
Alright, fairly easy to do. I'm not going to make you make a check. The web alights. Doesn't burn for very long, but does burn away enough to reveal the hole itself. You see it burns away a little bit into the tunnel, but doesn't go very far.
Xenophilius, you lit a torch, didn't you?
I believe so. Yes, he's got a torch.
I'm pretty sure you had a torch last time, in which case, I'll
Yeah.
step aside. I'll look around. Who's got something lit up? Hey, look, a dark hole, essentially.
Oh, because everything's glowing around me, so I'm gonna
I
stay
can
next to you.
see in the dark as well.
Yes. So everyone except Callahan and Xenophilius can see in the dark. So that's just Wildstorm and Kaelin. But I believe Xenophilius did light up a torch at the start of this.
Yeah, because everything's glowing around me.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, Xenophilius, are you approaching the hole?
Yeah, I'll come next to him. Have a look at what this big old nasty, gross spider's hole is.
All right. As you look it over, Callahan from a distance now with the light as well. There appears to be like a sharp turn to this tunnel, about maybe 5 feet down, to level it out. You'd gather from the way it's carved, this tunnel probably wasn't made by the spider. Whatever, it was made by something else or someone else, and inhabited by the spider later on.
Go on.
Can we investigate to see how perfect the? No, don't worry.
That's all right.
Because it's just
I think Dylan's having ideas there.
Yeah.
How deep is it? Sorry, I heard
About 5 feet.
Cool.
It's not a deep tunnel, and it levels out at almost a 90-degree to be a level flat tunnel, leading northwards from here.
Do we go through the tunnel?
Let me check my inventory. Yeah, I got nothing.
Have we missed anything? Because there were a lot of doors, and this was quite a maze. Have we missed any rooms?
There was a big door, I believe, up. A double door up here, was there?
There was a single door up there, which you'd remember was like a storage room for food that had long since gone off. You did find, I believe, shunted like a couple of boxes aside and found another separate tunnel, which now that you've looked at this one, it seems to be like similar construction.
So they go the same direction.
They could just connect to each other.
You said construction.
Do we go the same? Do they
it was
go
made
the same direction?
the same way. They don't go the same way. The other one would have headed east, technically.
I say we jump in this hole right now and find out where it goes.
I think we should be a bit more careful than that.
Oh, where's your backbone, boy?
I mean, there's a reason my backbone's still in my back.
Oh, I just jump out the way with my little wings. Nothing can attack me.
After you then.
Off I go.
All right, Xenophilius, you're the first to drop down then. Is anyone else going to join him afterwards?
I will.
All right.
I'll be like, for fuck's sake.
I'll chuckle to myself and follow along.
Yeah. And Kaelin?
Hey, Kaylin, you coming?
I'm just going to quickly heal myself again.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, Christ.
That's all right. So 5 this time. And I assume you're going to follow up at the end of the party, basically.
Yeah.
Cool.
Being a little bit cautious.
So, speaking of cautious, Xenophilius, how cautious are you being?
It's full of adrenaline, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got his first good stab of the day, so he's not as cautious as he probably should be.
Okie dokie. In which case,
On a scale of 1 to 10. How cautious?
On a scale of 1 to dangerous.
7.
No,
As a danger.
10 to dangerous, I guess, because the lower cautious. I am in darkness.
you are, because Xenophilius has gone down the tunnel.
I went with them.
Yeah, but I can't put you at the other end of the
That's
tunnel.
fine.
It's
Why
all
not?
right. Not yet. There isn't room. Xenophilius, as you climb out of the tunnel, give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Dexterity. Oh,
It's the end.
he's
Oh.
not dexterous.
Okie dokie. So as you...
Did you not learn from Kaelin just walking through doors?
It only just clips you for 1 point of damage as you press on a tripwire and just across your face. Just a very thin line cut as a bolt shoots across the entryway.
He has a little shave, an unfortunate shave.
A close shave.
A very close shave.
Closest shave yet.
Which
I
Callahan...
mean, it takes off some of his beard.
I mean, it probably would, just like a line through the beard. You know when you I don't know, stick a pencil through foam and then pull it back out? It's like that. Just 3D through the beard. Callahan, I will move you, if I can, over to the other side. There we go. So Callahan, you hear this of a few bolts thudding across the entryway. Xenophilius, before you, as you look up from this, shocked, you see a pile of gold. I did put gems on the map, but it's not. It's gold.
I was going to say.
You see,
Very
gold.
you see a pile of gold floating above which, about the size of, say, a volleyball, is a little green orb which turns in your direction. It has 4 little stalks above the top of its head, 1 big eye, and a mouth underneath it.
Behold, a thing.
Be you friend or foe?
Let me take a look.
Can you do an investigation check to see?
You can make me an insight check if you want to determine from its body language whether it's friend or foe. All it does is sort of it opens its mouth, and what you hear is the sound of a disgruntled room of people.
I speak that.
Insight. This thing is very clearly floating over the gold, and what it has of an eyebrow is curving downwards over its eye. It's not happy that you're here.
It wasn't Undercommon it was speaking by any chance, was it?
Nope.
Damn it.
No, it's...
Be foe! Be careful, friends!
If we could roll another initiative, that'd be great.
As soon as he said that, I would have pulled out a spear.
That's fine.
Not that it makes a difference, because I can do it in one motion anyway, because of the thing I have. Can't remember what it is, but...
That's fine. Okay, so provided Xenophilius and Callahan move on their turn into this room, Wildstorm and Kaelin I will move you across into the next room, alright? But you can hear this happening up ahead of you in the tunnel. Alright. Let's pop everyone back into initiative. I will clear the existing ones. Alright, if we could roll a fresh initiative, everyone.
Come on, brain.
Does that make sense on the back? Well, near the back.
Okay.
I can't remember what language.
Bottom left of your character sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
I was almost miffed when I looked over your character sheet, Dan, and found that you hadn't put any of your weapon specializations, and then remembered you get everything because of your class.
Yeah. I can just can.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Unfortunately, it is the first thing to move. So as its action, it is going to... It sort of points a couple of its little eye stalks towards you, and 2 beams shoot out at you. That is going to be...
I knew saving my spells was a good idea.
Really? That's a duplicate. Another stop. There we go. Okay, I'm going to need 2 wisdom saving throws from you, Xenophilius.
Oh no.
Who?
Okie dokie.
Yay.
Amazingly, you save against its fear ray, so you are not frightened of it.
I'm not frightened of you, foe!
However, as you say that and call out, your eyes lose focus, and you are dazed. Your speed is halved, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls. I believe you can repeat this saving throw at the end of your turns. Alright? Speaking of which, it is Callahan's turn. Xenophilius is the last to move. I'm so sorry, guys.
As he's like 4 foot fuck all, can I just step past him if he lets me past? I believe that's the thing, isn't it?
Xenophilius, do you let him past?
Would you let me step past you?
I let you step past me No. I let you step past me!
Alright, so Xenophilius sort of flaps himself against the wall.
I'm then going to use Ensnaring Strike. I'll just put it in chat if I remember how.
Click the chat button. Hey.
Next time you hit a creature with this weapon attack before this spell ends, a writhing wrath of thorny vines appears at the point of impact, and the target must succeed in a strength saving throw or be restrained by the magical vines until the spell ends. A larger creature has advantage on the saving throw. If the target succeeds on the save, the vines shrivel away. Or restrained by this spell, the target takes 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each turn. The creature restrained by the vines, or one that can touch a creature, can use his action to make a strength check against your spell DC.
Alright, so it's a restraining thing. Alright.
Yes, sir. I'm going to throw a javelin at it.
Valid. Yeah. Okie dokie.
12.
12. Does not hit, I'm afraid. It
Bollocks.
scoots out the way and the javelin clangs off the wall.
It's fine. The spell still lasts until I next hit something.
Concentration up to a minute, so just bear that in mind. Alright, so you are concentrating on that cantrip. Alright. Next is Kaelin. I will let you get through the corridor and out into this room if you'd like to be.
Yes, as long as you will let me retreat afterwards.
Sure, yeah, you can sort of pop your head out, shoot, and then duck back in.
That sounds like a plan.
Alright, make your shot.
Well,
The dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
Ew.
I'm so sorry.
The dice taketh and the dice taketh away.
Unfortunately, you do miss, narrowly avoiding getting Xenophilius as he's sort of stumbling around a little bit.
Well,
Wait, did I just get hit?
No,
Nope.
I nearly hit you.
Oh,
Nearly hit you.
cut off more of my hair.
I'm not
I
gonna be.
hate that beard.
I'm not gonna be cruel enough to make you hit each other on a 1, but it's fun to have flavour of narrow misses. Right. And then you duck back into the tunnel, yeah?
Yes, please.
Okie dokie. Wildstorm, then. It is you, and then Xenophilius, you are up next.
am I also allowed into the room?
No.
Can I get through? Is there room for me too?
Xenophilius, are you allowing them through?
Everyone is allowed past me.
Alright.
All times.
Okie
Let's
dokie.
go.
Wildstorm, I need to use the other screen to pop you in. You can see this thing is technically within 5 feet of you from here.
I'm going to draw a card.
Okay. Go ahead and draw a card.
Oh, it's under the
Oh, you
shadow. I
can't
can't
see
see it.
Yeah.
What I get?
The ally. If you wanna
Before
look
the end of your turn, choose a creature within 30 feet of you to immediately regain a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus my wisdom modifier.
Hello.
Is that hit points or temporary hit points?
Number of hit points.
Okay, proper hit points. You can see Kaylin from here if you choose.
I do select Kaylin.
Alright.
Thank you.
So it's 1d8 plus
Your modifier?
3.
3. So if you want to roll the d8, because you are the one casting it.
Do. Oh, I tried.
That's okay.
6.
6 hit points is not.
I mean,
That's
I would
exactly
think-
what you need. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
6 more than she had.
All right. That's your card draw. So that's an action. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Have you got anything you'd like to do on a bonus action?
Mm.
Move this off there. Okay.
Oops. Da. I don't think I have anything bonus actiony.
No. Okie dokie.
I'll leave it there.
In which case, yeah, it is. Give me a second to refresh my DM window because it has crashed. I've been getting this a little bit with Roll20 at the minute. Okay. Launch. Next is Xenophilius. Anyway.
Xenophilius uses Firebolt in his dazed state to try and.
Okey-dokey.
Well, actually, does he have a clear view?
You'd be able to see it past Wildstorm. You will roll this with disadvantage. Okay, so of the 2 numbers, you will take the lower.
Alright.
Because you're dazed, alright? But again, you
Okay.
can repeat the wisdom save at the end of your turn.
Whoa. 7.
Goes wide, wide, one of the 2.
Hopefully
Again,
it doesn't hit wild.
splashing, splashing off the stonework and dispersing into nothingness, unfortunately. Make me a wisdom save at the end of your turn, then, to try and throw off the dazing effect. Still there, unfortunately.
Glasses off, so I
Are
can
you
proper roll
going to
for it.
move?
Sorry.
Are you going to move, or are you going to stay in the entranceway? Just so I know.
Let's. God, I can barely see. Can I?
Yeah,
But-
don't keep your glasses off if it affects your ability to play.
No, I can see it now. He's gonna flutter. Let's just say he flutters
Yep,
a little bit out the way.
over there. Cool.
Yeah.
Full cover from it, so it can't attack you at this point. All right. Which is good because it's its turn. It is going to. It knows that that's Not sensible. So it's going to do another set of eye rays.
Pew, pew, pew.
One of them is going to go at Wildstorm and one of them is at Callahan.
Ah, shite.
Callahan, could you make me a dexterity saving throw? And Wildstorm, if you could make me a wisdom saving throw.
Of course I can.
Mm.
16.
8.
Alright. 8. Ooh.
Unless I have advantage for some reason.
Unfortunately not.
Worth a try.
Wildstorm, you get hit with the fear ray. And for a moment you feel like this chill in your bones from it and push through. You're not scared of this thing. The other one is more like a physical bolt of frost. So, Callahan, you take...
Chilly.
10 cold damage.
Bit rude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Do you fancy regurgitating that health potion I gave you?
Alright. That is its turn, though. Well, it is going to move away, actually. So, Wildstorm, if... You got your dagger in hand still, haven't you?
Yes.
You can make an opportunity attack if you'd like to.
That sounds good to me. 13.
13
No.
just hits it.
That's 6 piercing damage.
6 piercing damage. Alright. You catch it across the back, and it just sort of stops and goes... almost like an angry cat.
Angry little beggar, aren't you?
Xenophilius, you might actually recognise that particular sound.
Angry little hobgoblin.
Whatever,
Wait, as in...
whatever this thing is, it just sounded like Janosch.
Okay. Oh. So I'm going to raise my eyebrow, like...
Mm-hmm.
Obviously looking in the wrong direction, because he's still blurring out focus. He's going to be like...
all you would have heard is Janosch's like cry, because you can't see it at the minute.
Janosch!
But it is going to try and move sort of more defensive position around here.
Lovely.
Callahan, it's your turn.
Can I see it from any of these places?
You absolutely can if you move one further up, like you were.
There? I can't see it on the map though.
Oh, because of Xenophilius having the torch. No, you can't see it then. It's in darkness from there.
In which case, from here, I will stand here, I suppose, and I will hold my action to the second it comes into view, thud it.
Alright.
Or, actually, I'll be brave. I will move here, and then the second I can see it, I'll throw my javelin, hoping someone with a torch, Xenophilius, lights up the tunnel a bit. So I will stand here and just... I know it's there somewhere. Yeah.
Alright. Kaylin, then, it's your turn with Wildstorm after.
I'll move into the
Move
tunnel.
into the room. Okay.
Can you guys hear meowing, by the way?
Nope.
No.
No.
Because
Okay.
a tail in front of Dylan's face.
Nice.
Don't know what you're talking about.
That's not a tail.
That's no
Um,
moon.
can I see? Where is it?
To
You
the
can't
left,
see
to the
it
left.
here. You don't. You know. Obviously, you shot at this thing, but you can't see it at the moment.
It went down here.
You can see you can see Callahan like aiming a
Yeah,
javelin
I'm like
in that
pointing a spear into this dark tunnel that I
Yeah.
can't see fuck all down.
Can I move closer so I can see it, or have I
Absolutely,
moved?
yeah.
You got dark vision?
They're gone.
Yes, she does have dark vision.
Nice.
Yes. I'm gonna shoot at it.
All right, make your attack roll.
Good move.
13 will hit. 4 piercing damage. Your arrow flies through the air, sort of hits it, snaps from the momentum, and like it lodges half of it inside this thing. It is still going. It is not down.
gonna just move a little bit back.
A little bit back. Cool. Retreat. All right. I can still see you from there, and you can still see it. All right. Wildstorm, it's your turn.
What would passing a potion be?
Passing a potion, if you're not trying to feed it to someone, I'd say you could give it to someone as a bonus action.
I will pass a health potion to Callahan.
Yeah.
Thanks.
He just.
I won't bother putting it in my inventory because I'm going to bonus action it next turn.
Fair enough. All right, and then anything with your action, because you can see it around the corner as well.
Do I? I'm gonna go for my crossbow.
Sure, don't want to draw a card.
I don't know, because not all my cards are offensive.
Yeah.
You're a prick. That one is.
Just offensive to the user.
That's what I'm deciding in my head. Do I attack or do I card?
If you're doing a crossbow, remember, because you would know from practicing with it, you have disadvantage if you're within 5 feet.
Ah, of course.
Ranged is ranged, melee is melee, you know?
Gas is gas.
Exit.
Great. Let's see what magic the cards bring us.
Alright.
Ow! I don't know, I can't. The rogue.
Let me pop. I can't really. There we go.
Because of the dark. Because of the dark.
See the artwork. See the nice artwork for a second. The rogue.
For the next hour, your appearance and your voice change. Yay!
Woo!
You determine the specifics of the change, including your skin type, hair length, and sex. You can also adjust your height and weight, but not so much that your size changes.
Okay.
So Wildstorm, how do you change?
You gain advantage on intimidation, persuasion, and deception. Checks made to convince others of your new identity. Alternative, you can forego this transformation and instead become invisible for the next hour. I'm going to become invisible.
Yep. All right, you're going invisible. Nice. Tactics.
I like how it shoves that way at the bottom. It's like, oh, yeah, if you don't want to do that, you could do this instead.
You could do this much more useful tactical thing. Oh dear. Cool. So you go invisible. Callahan, you watch as Wildstorm draws a card and poof.
I'm just like, is that what it's like to be Xenophilius? is this what it's like? Sorry.
All right, Xenophilius. Speaking of,
how far can I run, like in a move?
you're still.
Like how far can I?
So if you use your action to dash, then you can move your movement again. At the minute, your movement is halved, so if you dash, you can move your movement.
Right.
So if you move, it's 30 feet. If you use your movement and action, you can just go the 30 feet. If not, 15. Quick maths.
So 3 squares or 6 squares, depending on what you want to do.
I want to rush at it with my quarter staff, but I feel like
You wouldn't be able to get there in time, unfortunately.
You could do me a favour and just come close enough that I can see it. Because everyone's been doing things, and I've just been like...
Yeah. You'd have heard gold cascading as Kaelin sort of stands on the pile.
I can see it.
You can see it. Callahan.
I can.
Your reaction, you throw the javelin as soon as Xenophilius comes around the corner. Make me an attack roll.
Yeet. 24.
24 will hit it.
Good.
So, Callahan, you throw this javelin. It sails square, like, through the mouth. And as it does, you watch as this thing turns to you, looks at you with all 5 eyes in that moment, and disappears into smoke and dust.
Damn it. I was hoping the vines would, like, hold it to the wall.
No, it's gone.
I'm going to go collect both my javelins.
Yeah, that javelin is
I assume it just clattered to the floor.
It did, yes. So you can collect your javelins.
And the one I missed, I'll
yes.
grab. Cool.
Kaelin, you are 1 arrow down if you're tracking those. Because...
Oh yeah, I've been really bad at that.
Yeah.
Right, I have a pouch just in my inventory. There's nothing in said pouch, just got a pouch. How much of this gold can I fit in said pouch?
We have a golden falcon in chat.
I don't. I have a sack.
Okay,
That's bigger than a
you can put it
pouch.
in a sack, yep.
Got a fucking sack.
So, At a rough look, you know, anyone who is used to dealing in coin, I'd imagine Wildstorm, you've done a bit, you know, over the tarot tables,
Yes.
in your time. The total of this hoard looks like about 600 gold. And as you're scooping it into the sack, you find no investigation check because you're just scooping it all.
Mm-hmm.
Callahan, you see as you move a bunch of gold through a small brown amulet in amongst the coins that seems to be making a very faint ticking sound.
Ticking?
Yep.
It's a bomb. No. Can I use... Hang on. I can use detect magic on it.
Okie dokie. You channel your innate energies and cast the detect magic. This thing is very, very clearly magic.
What field?
Give me a second and I will find out.
I will show you guys. I'll be like, I found this, and then I'll just stare at it and go, it's magical. There is more to come. My brain is just reading the manual a second.
Yeah.
And then, if you guys have got, and I assume I'll just split the gold 150 each.
That works for me. Wait, what? Yeah, that works for me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure who should say it, me or...
I can't actually figure out what type of magic this should be. So you get the sensation it's a magic item.
Cool. This is a magic item, guys.
Is this not what we're looking for?
Oh shit, we're here to look for something, aren't we?
We're here to look for an amulet.
Let me check my notes.
I've got the name.
Bronze.
I've got the name of the guy. I've not got what we're here to do for him.
A bronze amulet.
I
Does
lost
it
amulet,
say-
which was pickpocketed a couple of months ago.
Does it say in your note if it? Sorry. Does it say in your note if it ticks or not?
No.
No, doesn't
So
mention that. It
well,
says it's
just-
sentimental.
Ticking can be sentimental.
I guess we just need to go and ask, don't we?
I'll shove it in the sack with my load of gold and then put that in the barrel.
Gold.
Yeah, after sharing out the gold.
Yeah, so you share it 150 each. All of that gold.
I'm richer.
That's how that works, yeah.
Alright, which direction are you going to get out of here?
I can't see, so I'm following Xenophilius because he has a torch, which is an
Xenophilius,
awful idea. Cause
After a minute or so, the dazing would wear off.
you finally undaze and all the gold's gone.
Yep.
Someone's just handing you 150 of it, like, take the gold.
What was the name of the owner of the amulet? Was it Pep?
Yeah, Peptan spell.
I couldn't read.
The amulet had no name.
If it did, I didn't write it down.
No, I specifically have.
What,
Shop
Peptan
has no
doesn't have a name?
Shop has no name. That's
Yeah.
why I've written down. Not
He's the chief engineer of the aeronauts, I've got that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me taking notes.
It's
I know,
owned by
right.
council members.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as she said amulet, I was like, ooh, notes.
I'm glad
Does this
someone...
amulet have any sort of inscription on it to
You
prove
can't
its own?
see one as you look it over. There is a latch on the side.
Can I open it?
So it's openable.
You try, it doesn't let you.
Okay. It might just be openable by its owner.
Yeah, I don't think it's yours to open.
I say we take this back. For those of you who can see in the dark, where are we going?
Should we go back the way we came?
I disagree. There's a tunnel. There's a further tunnel, but we should go down.
But we've done what we're here for.
But there could be more. This may not be the right amulet.
How many amulets are you expecting to find down here? But there could also be more eye laser folk.
We made short work of those eye laser folk as a team.
Speak
Did
for
you?
yourself.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
that really hurts. I'm going to take that health potion.
Yep.
What was it? 2d4?
2d4 plus 2.
Plus 2. Look at me learning. I'll forget it by next week.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Wait until we get onto the higher levels of potion, where it's 4d4 plus 4.
But that sounds good.
Oh,
Wow,
spot on.
nice.
Exactly what I left. That, I lost, even. I don't know where I left it.
Healing's been pretty good for you guys this week.
Really spec on.
This week. All right. So which direction are you going, Xenophilius, from here?
I feel like it's better to go back the way we came and just cash in on this mission.
I don't see the point of exploring more right now, but we can always come back once we've got the amulet.
We've got them.
What say you, Kaylin? Where's your adventurous spirit?
My adventurous spirit is currently on a break. I agree, and I say we go back.
We can always come back again.
Come on, you old fart.
You got to remember, we get more jobs from the town. Where if we have a downtime day, we can just come back. If we got a day we don't have a job, we can just come explore.
On our own time rather than...
Yeah. And if anyone says, what you doing, we just say we're looking through rubbish for any salvageable stuff, like ticking amulets.
Alright.
And I
So
can't really head back without Xenophilius unless I light my lamp, but he's got a torch, so there's no point.
You still looking for Yanon? Still you had Yanon.
Xenophilius will go with the rest of the group, but he will look down the very obvious tunnel wistfully and wanting, knowing that there's potential secrets never to be known.
We can literally come back tomorrow.
But you can go now. Get away. He succeeds, whatever the word is.
Plot twist, the tunnel's a dead end.
I mean, eventually I can imagine it will be.
Okie dokie. So if you're making your way back the exact route you came, you will not set off any other traps or discover anything new. You make your way back up to the surface. I will pop you back onto the map, the region map, because we don't have one for Etherfall, the city. It's a very difficult thing to map. At least for me. So pop the turn order off.
I want to know what that clip is.
What clip is?
In chat.
Oh.
It's Hannah going, my adventure spirit is on my break.
Alright. So
I would have told you that sooner, but I was muted from watching the clip.
that's okay. I didn't even realise there were people in the chat. I'm glad to see it. Alright.
It was key.
Yes.
And Golden Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I didn't see that. I know I sent him the link. I don't know why I was so surprised.
Yeah, I did wonder. Alright. So you make your way back up to the surface, and not much time has passed. You've only been down there maybe an hour doing all of this exploration. So it's still very much daytime. I'm assuming you'd head straight back to the town hall, but up to you, obviously, if you want to go elsewhere.
Where's Pep? Will he be at the town hall?
You wouldn't actually know where Pep usually would be found. Give me everyone here except Kaylin. I'm sorry. Can give me a history check to see if you know where the aeronauts are based.
Not a clue, unless I got...
Maybe.
Wait, sorry, which one?
History.
History.
Horrible history.
Yeah,
you can actually make it with advantage, Xenophilius. Not that you need it. So, Wildstorm, you have no idea where the aeronauts have been. You've mainly stayed like in the trade quarter by the temple. Occasionally out to the market, I imagine. Kaylin, obviously, you've just got here. Something rings a bell in your mind, Callahan. That it's probably somewhere up high, given that it deals with airships.
Makes sense.
You know, Xenophilius, you actually came in to the building next to it, when you came into the city, if I remember right, because you came in by airship.
No, yes, I know this place.
Yeah, the guild is a fairly well-built brick building, like a large building that they've built like a tall tower and like sort of suspended platforms outside of as like a makeshift airship dock while they've been building a more permanent one slightly further out towards the mountain. So yeah, you would have come in at that stop, so you'd know exactly where the Overlords are. They're up on the top level of the city.
Exactly where they are. They're on the top level of the city. That's
I say we go and give this to Pep, and then we go to the town hall to report it done.
Yep.
We can't really report it done before we've done it.
I agree, good sir. I agree.
I guess we'll head.
So, the main way up and down from this level of the city to the top is broken. It was
But we all have climbing potions.
You have 2 climbing potions.
I thought I bought 4.
Nope.
I thought you gave me 2 and I bought 2 more.
I thought you bought healing potions.
Hang on.
All I can tell you is I have 1 climbing potion.
How many have you guys, Hannah and Dylan? Have you guys got climbing potions? Because I handed out all potions.
Climbing potions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
Yeah,
fly. You've got one, and Dylan, you can fly.
Yeah, I can fly.
So I don't think I gave you one. And I've got one. So.
It might be on your character sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I thought I bought. Yeah, I thought I bought enough. Because I could either get enough climbing potions or not much, or I could get like 1 full-on trickster potion. And I thought I should probably think of the party.
There
I
are
see.
in my notes there are stairs as well.
There are stairs outside of the city, yes. So they're off to the east.
We could probably just use the stairs to save the potion then.
Yeah, because we can't climb, so we'll use the stairs.
We could
In
climb.
my
We have
mind.
potions for it, but now, cool.
Yeah.
In which case, I'll head for the stairs.
All right. So to do that, you'll need to head sort of back to the main thoroughfare, as it were, and then south out of the city, beyond the city borders. It's expanded a little bit in the last 20 years, so the stairs are not as far out as they used to be, but it's still quite a trek up. It's like the cliff itself is probably about. This is where I'm going to mess up distances again. I would say about 300 feet.
3,000 feet.
No, I'm never gonna live down the crash at the episode 1, am I?
Not if I can help it. No. You're welcome.
It's about 300 feet that you are effectively climbing on zigzagged stairs.
Let's go.
Does anyone have a Constitution score less than 10?
No.
No.
No? Alright. In which case, none of you will need to roll to survive the trip, as it were. Or rather to avoid getting exhausted by the exertion. You make your way up. You're fairly winded, but not exhausted. Obviously, Xenophilius, you can just sort of flit up between the layers of the zigzag. With your
Big jumps.
speed, yep. Wildstorm, you can technically skip a little bit of it too, I think, because you've got climbing speed.
I don't know where that is. I don't think I've written it down.
It's equal to your walking speed, if I remember right. So,
Or if not, the best way to do it is in speed. If you put 30, then slash your other speed.
yeah, I get the feeling for Tabaxi it's the same. Climbing speed as walking. So, but yeah, it takes about, what would you say, half an hour
Easy.
get up there. So by this point, it's getting on for early afternoon. As you make your way up to the top half of the city. This half, as you sort of look out across it, seems to be a lot wealthier. At the other end, you can see like a large stone wall surrounding a fort at the other side. And not too far from it, sort of closer to the mountainside that is not too far off to your right-hand side, there is this one tall stone tower with wooden like platforms that you can actually see there is an airship currently stationed at that must have come in over the last sort of half day or so. You'd gather from what Xenophilius has said, that's probably where you need to head. It's not too complex to go get to.
I'll head there.
Alright. You do pass through the main trade district up here on the way through. And that sort of... There's not as many people going around up here as there are downstairs. Most people up here are just sort of like trying not to be in the way if there is another thing coming, you know? And it's harder for the shops up here to get their trade up here as well. To get people coming in, bringing goods. Now that
No one wants to do half an hour worth of stairs.
Exactly, or ride like a few hours out of town to then turn 180 and go up the cliff.
Go back. Yeah.
So some people are having to do it. You probably would have seen a couple of those carts sort of heading off as you go up the stairs. But yeah, you make it up to the wealthier district of town. As you approach the Aeronauts Guild, you can see this large sort of, not foreboding, but definitely it has a presence. This brick building that you'd gather probably has enough space inside to build an airship.
I'm assuming this is the Aeronauts building.
This looks like the place.
I'll head on in.
Okay.
Or is there any like people?
Not on the outside, no. There is a fairly self-evident like double doorway at one end of the building, with a little like plaque above with a little like an airship symbol.
Reception. Oh, excuse me. I'll just beeline to door. Door.
Arrivals.
Goods in.
Departures.
Yeah.
Can't have goods in and departure in the same door. That's dangerous.
Cool. As you head in, there is like it's very cramped. Something like 5 by 10 feet. It's even smaller than the space you had behind Badrek's counter. And on the other side of this small little counter, sort of typing very fast at a typewriter, is a little gnome lad. Who just sort of looks up and is like, "Hello, can I help you?"
Yeah, we're looking for Pep Tensfell.
You got an appointment?
Yeah, we are hired by the town to find something for him.
Oh, yeah, those guys.
Yeah, we're those guys.
I'll be honest, we weren't expecting you to come up here. Usually the council collects it all and then sends it up. But sure, since you're here, I'll go find her. Stay right here. I'll be back. He sort of grabs a set, like an oversized, jangly set of keys, jumps off the little stool that he's on, and disappears. So you've come in the double doors, which could subsist of the entire wall behind you. There's one single door off to your left, the counter, and a door behind it. And he dashes through the one behind it. You just hear sort of footsteps stopping.
I just look around. What you do when you go to a reception? They're like, "Yeah, bear with you 1 minute." And you're just like,
Finally, a man of good size. None of you ridiculously large folk.
"I think you're fine. You're just small."
Oh, I'm considered about average from where I'm from.
I'm sure you are, buddy. I'm sure you are.
A couple minutes pass, and the door opens, so it creaks open. He scrambles up onto the chair again. He's like, "All right, through the door on your left. Try not to get confused. We'll follow along the corridor. Third on your right, and she'll meet you there."
Right, I'll go through the doors. Follow on. Third on the right.
Are you all of you following?
Yes.
We're all following, yeah.
Okie dokie.
Follow the leader.
When Hannah recovers.
Follow the leader.
I think it was the coughing.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. But yeah, you all follow single file after Callahan. As you pass two doors that are sort of like solid wooden oak, and into the third, which is less of a door and more of an archway. And as you go through, you are in the very corner of a large rectangular warehouse space with
My favourite kind of space.
with a great many supports along the walls down the hull of a ship. That is about, you'd say, halfway through construction.
Can I see, well, anyone who looks important? Or with a
You
really
can
big name
s-
tag saying
You can
Pep?
see a great number of people sort of skittering about along the woodwork, hauling things up and down on little pulleys. Some gnomes, some halflings, some humans in places. You can see there's one sort of giving orders from a wheelchair. And is sort of going over and sort of inspecting some of the wood that's being used. She's sort of... she seems to be project manager, but that's the sort of only authority figure you can see at the minute. Callahan is indisposed. So anyone else, if you want to react to this?
Sorry,
No,
no,
it's fine,
I am here.
it's fine.
Yeah, I'll go to the important person giving orders from the wheelchair.
All right, let me get my notes back up. Oh, I don't have a link to her character sheet. Why do I not? Character. There we go. All right. So, hearing footsteps that she's not expecting, the chair spins, and you can see sort of fiery red hair and lightly tanned skin, with a sort of green ascot style thing around her neck. She sort of looks over, pulls off a couple of goggles. It's like, "What are you doing on my factory floor?"
Are you Pep?
"I'm not."
Where's Pep?
Pep was supposed to be at a council meeting. If she's back, I haven't heard it.
Well, the small man at the door told us to come here and Pep will meet us here.
I have been telling him not to let people in unless they are on official business.
We're on official business. We were hired by the council to find a thing for Pep.
All right, so, there's a couple of benches out the back. If you could sit down there. Sorry. Very rude of me. Sarah Fidley. I'm the real chief engineer. The title goes to the council member, but I'm the one that actually builds the ships.
One of those.
If you could just wait out of the way, I will try and get word to her if she's here.
The guy at the door is under the impression she is, but I understand. And I'll just go sit on the bench and look
she
weirdly
comes and goes.
fidgety for anyone who pays attention.
That's all right.
Pardon me.
So as you settle down on the bench, you can see this lady sort of turns back towards the ships, points up at something up on the top, like at the edge of the deck, just sort of shakes her head. You hear like an audible. She shoves a couple of levers in her wheelchair, and 4 mechanical spider legs come out from the bottom of it, and start clambering up the side of the ship at what look like solid metal grip holds. The chair is essentially grappling her up as she goes up onto the top deck out of view. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I want to go.
Where can I get me one of those?
I'm afraid they're a little bit harder to get hold of. And a figure approaches. This is a halfling lady, dark hair, with sort of like slightly oversized glasses, who throws out a hand towards you, Callahan. Pep 10 spell. I'm here. I'm told you're here to find me.
I'm here to find exactly you. I heard you lost a amulet.
She her eyes widen and. Yes, I did.
Could you give us any defining features of what would make this amulet specifically yours? Like
it's
a pattern on it, or a colour, or the fact it ticks?
It's a clockwork amulet.
I'll reach into my barrel, pull out a sack, reach into my sack, pull out the amulet. Is this it?
I'll have to check if that's all right.
Oi.
Cool.
Hand
She
over.
drops it into your hand. Drop it into her hand.
She drops it into my hands. How did you do that? I was holding it.
She unlatches it, and
I just look at the others and go, she can open it, test.
As it pops open, you can just about you can see like clockwork gears just ticking and moving inside the sort of main body of it. Give me a perception check.
Oh, I can do that one.
Mm-hmm. Anyone can make this perception check because you're all sort of gathered around.
I have a friend who used to be into clockwork.
Never mind, I can't do that.
We're all blind. Nah.
Xenophilius, are you going to roll as well or not? Or are you distracted? Oh,
It's in the
It's an alphabetical, you got this.
Hey.
Nice.
okay.
20/20 vision.
So, none of the rest of you manage to see it. She closes it before you can spot it. Xenophilius, you're stood at just the right angle to see carved into the underside of the lid to a steady friendship from G.S.
Do a steady friendship.
Mm-hmm.
E dot what?
G dot S dot. So golf dot Sierra dot. She clicks it closed. Well, that one's definitely mine. Thank you so much. They told me this was on. They told me this was on hold. This was nice.
We weren't important enough to do anything important. No offense, but you know what I mean.
No, I've met Dahlia. Don't worry.
We're new, you could say.
Still, you've done a great service to find it. Thank you. I'd imagine the council have your reward, but thank you. I posted that to them a little while ago. They'll be able to pass it along to you. Well, the council may not think you're. Well, they may think you're a little bit green, but at the very least, you have a friend in the aeronauts for finding this.
They do like friends.
As do I. Have you met Sarah?
Yes, very,
of friends,
very
no, maybe
popular,
not.
understandable.
Sorry.
Can I lean over and ask some advice from one of my party members?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
Harry.
The second you lean, God,
I am always for you guys, taking each other aside and doing a little bit of a roleplay thing. I'll be the arbiter of the world, but if you want to have a chat, do it.
chances are the second Xenophilius leans, I'm like, what's up?
inscribed inside of the amulet, there was an inscription to a steady friendship from G.S. Would it be rude to ask who that person was?
Yes, in a word. I don't think it's really anything to do with us either. I mean, I can't stop you, but does it matter? Obviously, this is whispering. It's very hard to do an accent and make sure I'm heard on screen.
Pep's sort of distracted a little bit as you're chatting anyway, just looking over to see if she can spot where Sarah is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could ask, but I don't think it's...
Jennifer sort of makes eye contact with Kaylin to try and vibe her opinion.
Oh, I see.
I assume this is like a quick group huddle as Pep's looking the other way.
Yeah.
Arms around, heads in.
I'm not going to ask, but I'm curious.
Okay, Jennifer listen, turn around and just be like, sorry, so I couldn't help notice there's an inscription inside your amulet. Could you tell us if there's a story behind that? That's all.
She sort of stops, looks around. Like, there is. As much as I said you have a friend in the aeronauts, I'm afraid I don't know you well enough for that.
Oh, okay. I could tell you a secret about me.
She tucks it back into her pocket and goes, that's all right. I honestly don't need to know, but thank you.
Oh.
If it helps her, when they ask and she's like, here, if she looks at Callahan, he's just like...
Yeah. She sort of looks over to you and just nods, like, perhaps at a later date to you, Xenophilius. What was that? I didn't understand it at all.
No, not I.
Yeah.
Okay then. Okay.
No need to shout.
Yeah. Thank you. I'd highly recommend heading to the town hall and letting them know you found this. I'm more than happy to draft up a letter now to verify.
That would be helpful, I think.
That would be wonderful.
All right. Just give me a moment. She heads out, returns in about half a minute with a hastily written letter, and a stamp, like a stamp on it. Just hands the slip of paper over. This should verify it. Again, thank you. I didn't think this was going to be found before it was lost forever.
Quite right. It was being kept in a room by a small thing with eyes. Lots of eyes.
Too many eyes, one could say.
He had one eye, didn't he? And multiple eyes.
It had 5 eyes.
5 eyes.
One big eye and 4 stalks with 4 eyes on it.
Oh yeah.
Just quickly before, if she comments on that, for you 3 as players, if you ever want Callahan to do something that isn't our direct goal, tell him. He's got tunnel vision with current goals. I think I mentioned it briefly last session, but if he's got something he's going to be doing, he's going to be like, that's why I was like, yeah, aeronauts, let's go. And Alex is like, it's over here, and I'm like, yep, going that way. Feel free at any point to be like, hey, knobhead, we've got other things to do. And I'm like, yeah, that's the objective. It's there. So just like, as players, be aware of that fact. Sorry, yeah. So does Pep mention anything when I'm like, yeah, thing with eyes?
She's just like, right.
Cool.
Still, we'll bear you in mind for anything else we may want to put on the council's books.
Of course. Oh, just this is
which team are you?
4 or 5.
No, I believe I've met Team 4.
No, 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
So 9?
No, 4 or 5.
I'll talk to Dahlia.
This is me forgetting, where we got the amulet for?
Yep.
Was from, even?
Yeah.
Was that somewhere relating to this person?
That was the town hall.
So,
it wasn't.
So
I know the place we got it from was somewhat destroyed, was it?
Yes, so that was a
I remember.
shop.
Yep.
Yes.
No, I remember. It's an unnamed shop. It got stolen. Yeah, I
Unnamed
remember
shop
now.
that got stolen, yes. Alright.
Did you come back to me? Yeah. In which case, I have nothing else to say, and I guess we're going to go to the town hall. Ah, you bastard.
Alright. Is there anywhere else that people want to go on the way back? Or are you guys going to tunnel vision like him?
I mean, unless you stop me, I'm going back to the town hall.
You've got the opportunity to explore the top layer of the city while you're here if you'd like to. It is obviously a fair trip to get up and down. Otherwise.
If you guys want to do that, tell me now, because until we have downtime...
Do we actually know what
Take a
team
quick look
number we are?
around.
I haven't actually got it written down.
You're team 9.
Thank you.
See? 4-5.
What was it you were saying, Hannah?
I think a quick look around while we're up here won't hurt.
I'm happy for a bit of
Sorry, try that again, Tom.
I'm happy for a bit adventuring. Bit of adventuring.
Before we do that, could we have a quick little break?
Break.
Bio break.
That was where I was
Cat
going to
needs
go.
feeding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, so everyone at home, we will see you very shortly.
See you on the flip of the blade.
After a lovely little break, and Dan trying to distract me with.
I was trying to get out. I was trying to get out before we started, and I did it with a second to spare. I think you'll find.
Yeah, no, that's fair. At least we're not as bad as Critical Role. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, where are my notes for this? They are here. All right. So, you wouldn't have quite gone into the upper fort section of the terrace for the upper terrace, but you are definitely within the upper quarter. So, wandering around sort of the main thoroughfare of this, you see several taverns down the main stretch. There is one called the Ignited Soul, one called the Evoker's Ruin, one called the Minstrel's Defense, and you would have passed on the way into the upper thing from the stairs. You would have passed one called the Woven Field that you can go back to if you'd like. There are several temples along the main stretch as well. There is a temple of Ovasta. Any of you can make religion checks if you want to know what any of these deities are the deity of. So there's a temple of Avasta. There is a large temple to Istar Quran. There is... I don't think that's on the main stretch. And there is a temple of Ural to Khan. So anyone who wants to make religion checks for this, you can.
I'm good.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
I'm going to jump on Callahan.
You jump on him.
Yep.
A dodge.
Wildstorm, make me an attack roll, I guess. To see if you can get on him before he dodges.
How do I do this?
Just roll.
So it'd be whichever one you want to use, Dex or Strength, mod plus your proficiency as your modifier.
So if I just roll Dex and then add 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nope,
I missed.
While walking, just step and carry on.
I don't think Callahan would even notice at that point. Callahan's just like stepping around like a small rock on the floor. And Wildstorm just goes flying past, scoots into the ground face first. If you want to take a point of damage for it.
It's a rock I definitely could have stepped over. For some
yeah.
reason I was like, no, even better, tiny insect.
Yeah.
Because if I walk around something in front, everyone else will be like, oh, he's walking around
You see
something.
like a
Tiny
caterpillar.
insect.
Yeah.
It's the only damage I've taken.
Really?
Yep.
I'm okay with this.
Amazing. Okay.
All I was trying to do was show some affection.
Mm-hmm.
I've also got a whole barrel on my back, so you probably would have just landed on that.
No, I like the thought he'd just sail past.
Yeah. No, I mean, if he did get me, like, my backpack is just a full-blown barrel full of javelins. Granted, they're pointed up.
Yeah, they're pointed upwards.
They're pointed up, so be careful jumping.
I wouldn't have jumped towards the spikes.
If you're jumping
It was
from behind
basically
me,
it was going to be an
spikes.
overly affectionate cuddle, basically.
Well, you missed.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Could have asked.
What's the fun in that?
You would have face planted.
I was refreshing. I was reading through my characteristics, like my personality traits and stuff. And I read something and I was like, oh, I haven't really been playing on that. But then again, I wasn't really affectionate with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start playing on it as I get to know you.
My first thing in my characteristic personality trait is friendly.
Yeah, mine is I express affection or contempt in ways that are unfamiliar to others, like trying to jump on them.
So it's
trying
you
to
as a
jump on
person.
them and missing
Missed.
and absolutely eating dirt. So the rest of you just witness Wildstorm leap and just crash into the floor.
I don't even notice that. I've seen
No,
another
Callahan
bug.
doesn't.
I get up and start licking my wounds.
All right. So yeah, there's a few temples along the main stretch. There is also a fair number of shops. If you're interested in any of those, there is one with a sign Viriath Warder Limited, which seems to be a blacksmith. There is a second blacksmith that seems to specialize in both blacksmithing and farriership. So I believe that's making horseshoes.
Yes.
Which is called the Handy Hoof.
Yeah.
There's one called Gregori's Written Emporium. Another one called Godet and Gore. And another which is a little bit odd to you because where everything else, all the shops are like built onto this like stone and sand path. This shop is set away from the main path with plants like trees and bushes grown outside of the main doorway, with a sign on the building behind you can just about make out saying the Laden Bow, and inside, or like nestled in the branches of some of these trees and bushes, are little wooden sculptures of mythical creatures. So you see a dragon in one of them, you can see a griffin in another. You actually make out something that looks like the thing you fought, the little green thing with the eye stalks, except this has 8 eye stalks and is a little bit larger. It's not full scale, you don't think, from the look of it, but it
I'm
is,
going to go to that shop.
I want to see if this shop has a description of what it's called or something underneath it.
That was my thunker's gag.
Oh, right, like a tagline on the...
I was just
Yeah,
going to
or
shop.
like any sort of sign, like I don't know, like sometimes you can get something which will say what it is on it.
So as you sort of get closer to it and sort of square on to the front, you can see the plants have been very specifically grown to let you see straight through to the windows of the shop, and you can see items displayed in the windows. One of which is, let's say, one of which seems to be a set of like several different rings. On the behind it, like a set of glasses and what looks like a jade figurine of an owl. In the other side of the window, there is what looks like a big crystal orb and a sword that is sort of resting point down, sort of in the window, and you can see it ever so slightly gleams every so often.
Hey, what do you think these rings are?
Where are the models of the creatures?
They are the wooden models are outside. They're sort of like as if they've been made by like weaving twigs together. They are out nestled in the branches of the plants in this like courtyard before the shop window.
All right, so definitely let's just walk into the shop
Mm-hmm.
and try and find if it's open and try and find whoever owns the shop.
Yep. It is open.
I'll follow because I'm attracted by the rings.
Okie dokie. As you swing the door open, there's a little bit of a sort of ringing in your ears as a little bell above the door goes off. There is no one in the shop front, as far as you can tell, but laden, well, what would be laden across the bows of the table, as it were, would be, you can guess, many more of these sort of like odd items here and there, but instead there is empty space with like scarce display items, like one on a table that looks like it's meant for like 10 items.
Museum. Or is it a
No,
shop?
there is no plaques for any of it.
Okay.
There's like small little notes attached to these items, but there is no like plaque. There's nothing like that.
Okay. Hello, is anyone here? Xenophilia shouts very loudly to try and get the attention of someone.
All right. It's not too long before a figure comes out from behind a doorway. There's like a counter at one end of the shop, and you see coming out from here green skin, hair that sort of looks like leaves, and clothes to match, in sort of like a one shoulder toga sort of thing, that is wrapped around with like a twine and tree branch belt. As this figure comes around with sort of long, really long pointed ears, longer even than Kaylin's, and just goes, "Oh well, I wasn't expecting guests. Welcome to the Laden Bow, everyone."
I say, are you from the Feywilds?
Very forward of you.
Oh, I just get excited. I lose my manners sometimes.
I might be.
Sigh.
Kaylin, give me an insight check. What brings you to my little emporium of goods?
Hanging outside, there is a model of a creature with 8 tendrils and a large eye. I've recently seen one of these. I was wondering, could you tell me what it is?
Oh, my little craft project. Well, the one with the many eye stalks, that's a beholder.
Beholder.
Yes, there
What's
are
that
many
one?
different kinds. I'll do you a favour. They're not very nice. Steer clear if at all possible.
Oh, well, I'll have you know that I was part of a team that actually defeated one of them.
Oh, so you're coming here flush with gold to buy my wares, I assume?
It wasn't quite a beholder. It was a bit
It wasn't
smaller.
quite a beholder.
Oh,
It was a
well,
bit smaller. Not 8 tendrils and
disappointing.
all.
Disappointing, but not insurmountable. Still impressive, I'm sure.
If I were you, I would check behind you.
There's a cat trying to knock things off the shelf.
Yeah. Kaylin, just to shut back into that insight check I made you make. He plays it off very well, but he seemed very cagey when Xenophilius asked him if he was from the Feywild. And when he answered, his eyes flickered ever so slightly for like a split second to you. Stop knocking things over, Sam. Bear with me a second while I shift my cat.
We've got a cozy cat as well.
She's not. She's just sat with me though. She's not causing issues.
Fox is doing the same. He's just led, facing away from me.
There we go. Yes. So going back. Disappointing, but still, I'm sure you have some interest in the wares here. It is, after all, the bits that are on sale that are inside the shop. I'm afraid all of my little craft projects are mine and mine alone.
Sorry about
That's okay. Please, take a look, see what you like. If anything's within your price bracket, I'm sure we can negotiate if it's ever so slightly out.
that. What can you tell
What
me
is
about
your
these rings?
most prized?
Sorry, go on.
What is your most prized possession? I'm just curious. No, everything that came from just anything from the sky.
From the sky.
From the sky.
Let's have a quick peruse. He pulls up like a little book from the side of the counter. He gives it sort of a flick through. No, nothing at the moment. I'm sure I can get something in if you have a specific request.
I doubt you could get this in, but I was just browsing, please. I'm just browsing. Thank you. Xenophilus is kind of bored of the conversation now and abruptly just sort of.
He looks over to the rest of you. You have a very interesting companion.
Tell me about it.
It's one word to describe him.
He's
I'm
harmless.
going to be a bit more subtle than Xenophilius. I'm going to just take a look around, but keeping an eye out for anything that might indicate where this person is from.
Okay, cool. Give me an investigation check. Wildstorm, he turns to you. Interested in the rings? Fantastic. I'm afraid most of my main stock has been temporarily acquired by the council, but I'm sure I have something interesting still available. With that investigation check, Kaelin, unfortunately, you look around. Most of these items seem to be just like things he's buying in passing, and it's just like from here, there, and everywhere. There's nothing to pin down a specific location in any of this stuff.
Can I do a perception check of just anything that looks, like when you see in like films and stuff when they go into like a shop and it's like, oh, do you want all the shiny stuff? And you're like, yeah, but that rusty thing there is somewhat special. Like not like a deep look into it, just a perception check on anything that stands out. I'm from the swamps. I'm used to looking for diamonds in the rough,
More like the Indiana Jones Cup thing.
Yeah,
that sort of job.
Really great.
Can I perception it?
You can make me a perception check, yes.
And I make a detect magic.
You can
21.
cast detect magic if you like. Yeah. 21. You take a look over everything. There are a few things that are like not as impressive. Like not quite as many gems, not as many arcane runes inscribed. But there's nothing here that would be like a diamond in the rough per se.
Okay.
Everything here you gather has probably been like assessed to the nth degree and priced accordingly as you look over these tags.
They're very done properly, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with a detect magic spell, if you'd like to cast that and use up your spell slot.
I think I'm going to skip it because
skip it, cool.
if he hasn't found anything, everything's above board. It just seems
Boring.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing hidden.
All right. So Wildstorm, for you, the rings that he essentially tries to convince you to buy there's an option of a ring of warmth, a ring of water walking. There's a ring of X-ray vision, which is significantly more expensive. A ring of jumping, a ring of mind shielding, and the cheapest ring there is a ring of attunement. Which is only 50 gold. That one.
Ring of Attunement.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say what it does?
It doesn't. There's like a brief need to handle more items, ask at the desk sort of thing.
What does the Ring of Attunement do?
Oh, that one. So, many of my wares require you to bond with them, shall we say. usually people can't handle more than, say, 3 items at once. It tends to drain them quite a bit. This ring, though, would allow you to attune to an additional item. If you were so inclined. I'll admit, most people kind of buy them as gimmicks.
I don't know.
That's alright. Take your time, take a look around. Don't steal anything, because my wooden friends will prevent that. You haven't looked at much, my dear. Is there anything you're looking for? I do have a private room behind with some more items that might be of your particular taste.
Aylin's a bit annoyed that she's not located anything, and she's also just not a fan of this person.
Okay.
So just straight up just gives a sort of suspicious look and just says, Where are you from?
Well, now I can't really reveal the great mystery of my shop, can I? Not to every vagabond that strolls through my shop. I'm sure we can have a private chat if you'd like. I can't promise I'll reveal anything.
Okay then.
I'll be back in a few. And strolls back behind the counter and opens the door and gestures for you to come through.
I turn and look at the others in a sort of bewildered manner and go through the door.
All right. So you go through the door, and it goes back to. He is right. It is a storeroom back here, with what look like boxes and boxes of things. You're not sure how empty they are, how full they are. The door clicks shut behind you, and you hear the drawing of a blade, and he points it towards your back.
Can I do a perception check?
It will be very difficult, but yes, you
I'll
can.
risk it. Mind, I would have been quite cautious as...
I know.
No, I don't. I don't hear it.
No, it's a thick wooden door, unfortunately. Look, I'll drop most of the pretenses. I'm not going back, and you're not going to take me back.
What?
Don't think you're going to fool me.
You never take me alive, copper.
I genuinely don't know what you're talking about.
Give me a persuasion check. Alright. Okay. He looks you dead in the eyes for a solid 5 seconds. Alright, I'm sorry. I don't get many wood elves in these parts, let alone that come through my shop. Can't help but be a little bit suspicious. If you would mind telling me where you're from, perhaps we can straighten this out.
This is where I can't remember where I'm from.
That's all right. He grabs a cup off the shelf that you quite clearly was drinking from before because it's still hot, and just starts taking a sip. I believe this was something I messaged you on Discord.
Yeah, I don't think I wrote it down.
That's fine. It should still be in Discord.
While you're doing this, I'm going to have a look around the shop for anything that might be able to help me offensively. Whether
Okay,
a weapon
yeah.
or...
Give me an investigation check. You can obviously see the sword in the window.
Yes, yeah, but... Investigation. I got a 14.
You can see the sword in the window. That's about all you can find in the way of offensive weaponry. And if I can find the page again, I will tell you what sword that is. It was on one of these as an image. Was it one of the early pages? Yes. Okay, so this weapon that's in the window is like a solid dark steel with an engraving on the hilt that looks like a dragon's head, labeled up as a dragon slayer. This item is priced at about 12,000 gold.
What's that in platinum?
1,200.
Cool. I can never remember the exchange rate.
That's all right. It's 10 to 1. 10 of the lower makes
Bollocks.
1 of the higher, except for Electrum, but usually we won't have to deal with that in this campaign.
Is there prices on the rings? I can
There
look at, or do I-
are, yes. So most of the rings, like the ring of jumping, the ring of mind shielding, etc., are priced at about 500 gold each. The only one that is currently 50 is the ring of attunement.
Didn't you say X-ray was more?
Oh yes, the other one, was it the X-ray vision that I said?
I'm sure it was.
Yes, I think it was. Yeah, that one is rarer. That one's priced at around, probably around 6,000 gold.
That much rarer.
Mm-hmm. Hannah, have you found your...
Yeah,
Cool.
it's all good.
So yeah, he's taken a sip of his drink. Quite clearly seems to be a bit perturbed by having visitors when he wasn't expecting them.
Don't open a shop, mate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm from the Feywilds. That's all you need to know.
His eyes narrow. All right. Let's make a deal. I am not looking for confrontation. I suspect neither are you.
No.
And I would very much like to continue my business without certain parties knowing where I am. So, if you are involved with a certain spire, let's just brush it under the rug for now. I mean no harm to them. And if you are not, well then this can all be brushed aside and we can be friends. And tell you what, I'll seal the deal. I'm not making many transactions at the minute due to the emergency situation, and I'd really like to keep this little debacle under wraps. I'll give you a voucher, shall we say, up to 500 gold for the items in my shop.
Just like that.
For your silence about this little exchange. And on the proviso that you do not mention a specific word in my shop.
Legs.
Which word is that?
Sylvain.
I was close.
Is there any sort of check I can do?
For what?
See if-
What are you...
He'll be true to his word?
You can make me an insight check.
Well, that was garbage.
Don't worry, he's being even less tricksy than you'd think. You're used to people that are, you know, perhaps a little bit better at hiding their background, as it's so to speak. You know, the fact that he's been so forthright about this instead of just playing it off entirely, and his body language all seem to suggest he's being entirely genuine. He would very much like this to be forgotten. He was never here. He would like to keep trading here, away from perhaps prying eyes or people who don't necessarily want to let him be out here any longer. So,
I'll take the voucher.
pleasure doing business with you. If you would, to your friends, if you could say there was just nothing of interest back here, that would be good. Or at least nothing of interest to you. I thought I had a couple of collection items from the Feywild. Turns out they were fakes. I'm going to send them back.
Okay.
After you. He opens the door for you. The rest of you see Kaelin come back out. The door closes. Such a shame you didn't like that, but... not everyone likes everything. Still.
Thank you for taking the time to show me.
Not at all, not at all. Again, if you would, all of you, I take pride in my personal collections. And honestly, if someone is dissatisfied, I'll need to make it up to them. So, he hands you a slip of paper at this point, Kaelin. For your, well, disappointment, as it were.
I'm gonna arms crossed. I'm from a family, lots of them being merchants, being like, so you're telling me that because we couldn't find anything we wanted. First, are you going to tell us what I assume he's going to say what the bit of paper is. Probably should have.
Nope, he doesn't say.
Okay. Would you tell us? I look to you as if you can tell. It's all on one fucking screen, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Would Kaelin have told us what it was?
Not in front of him.
Oh, in which case, I won't say anything. Ignore me. I will. What's that? Well, he's just gone for your disappointment and handed over a bit of paper. I'm going to ask what it is.
It's details of the other shops in the area.
Exactly.
What was back there?
Strange method of merchanting.
Well, if I can't provide the goods you need, I need to make sure that you can find them if you want them. What kind of business owner would I be if I tried to swindle you?
Can I make an insight check just because I don't like him?
Alright, yeah.
So even if I pass this, I probably won't say anything, but at least I know. 16?
16. You're definitely getting the sense that he's hiding something.
Yeah, I figured as much. I won't say anything, but I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah. Still, if I don't have the goods you're looking for, I have a reputation to uphold in being, you know, forthright and forthcoming.
I'll leave.
You'll leave.
Yep.
Just
I just turn around,
okay.
just walk out. Callahan hates being rude, but
Mm.
if the options are leave or be rude, I'm just going to leave.
Alright, by all
As I
means.
get, to be fair, as I go, I will turn around sort of to the rest and be like, to the city town hall council. Just pretend I use the correct 2 words there.
To the city hall.
That's the one.
On
But
what?
I'll just say nothing else and just leave the room.
Alright. Wildstorm?
I'm just going to say, I am interested by your rings. I will return.
Very well. I look forward to see you again. Do you head out as well?
Yes.
Kaylin, do you head out before or after everyone else?
Yeah, I'm keen to use this free 500 gold
Yeah.
because decent.
True. No one else knows what you have, so...
Archery.
Anything for archery?
Yeah.
Probably what he would sell in a back corner is some ammunition that is carved with runes. The tag would say effectively just improved ammunition. It'll seek its target and deal a bit more damage. Just generally a little bit better than your average arrow. For mechanically, it's +1 ammunition, so you would gain a +1 on to hit with it, and a +1 on damage. But these arrows would be
Expensive.
I'm trying to find +1 ammunition. So the +1 is uncommon. You'd probably get a batch of 10 of these arrows for the full 500 voucher.
I mean, I can only hold one more arrow.
Okay. So up to you. You can spend the 50 there if you want on one arrow. That will be slightly better than the rest.
How breakable are they?
How breakable are they?
Are they less likely to break?
They are equally likely to break. He does level with you. The enchantments on them are a little unstable. They'll be easier to attack with, but as soon as they hit something, they become non-magical again. Unavoidable part of the enchanting process, unfortunately. You get the sense that he is leveling with you way more than he would with anyone else at this point.
What have you got that might interest me? I like to be stealthy.
I wouldn't normally let these go for hey! Sorry, cat is going in my hot chocolate. Get out of it, Sam. Come on. Let me find them in the book because they are here. There we go. These would usually go for the full voucher. These boots are specifically enchanted by some of your kinds of my kind. I'm not 100% sure which at this stage. Might even have been some high elves looking at the workmanship. They are boots of elven kind. When you wear these boots, your steps make no sound regardless of the surface you're walking across. You also have advantage on stealth checks that rely on moving silently. Come on, B.
How much?
Well, like I said, full voucher if you want to use it. They'd usually be about 500. I'd haggle otherwise, but hard to haggle with a voucher.
Just tear off the corner and give it back.
I suppose I could let it go with one of those arrows if you really wanted them. Shame to split
Sounds like
up the
a deal.
batch, but Deal is indeed a deal. Alright, he tucks the arrow into your quiver. And helps you sort of bundle the shoes into your bag unless you want to put them on now.
Keep them in my bag for now.
Alright. So yeah, he helps you tuck them in your bag so that they are like at the bottom. Again, I do appreciate your candor on this matter. I didn't expect them to go out this far, to be honest. If you are who I suspect you are.
I just turn and leave.
See you again. Just as the door closes behind you.
Has Xenophilius actually left yet?
Yes, I believe you did. You sort of
Okay.
you sort of went onwards after Callahan. So
Yeah.
he would not have been that forthright if you were still in the room. All right.
Just checking that. I don't know if I actually
That's all right.
officially said I left the room.
Yeah,
I
I
just
sorry.
realised-
I took your onwards as a let's go.
I
I mean,
realised
you could have just been a fairy sat on a shelf just watching it go on.
you can just be a fly on the wall and you can be a fairy on a shelf.
Yeah.
Tom, no one would have seen Wildstorm face plant on the floor because you would have still been invisible. Because you were invisible for an hour.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So we would have just heard a.
You would have had advantage on that dexterity check, but I still think that would have not quite. What's your AC?
My AC is 14.
Callahan.
Oh, damn.
He would have got me, but
Okay.
depends if I
Well,
just.
not rewriting it. Not rewriting it now.
Yeah, no, it literally just crossed my mind because I was like, could you have got away with being in there? I was like, no, the hour would have passed by now.
In which case,
Obviously,
you wouldn't have seen
walked
Wildstorm hit the
upstairs.
floor.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I believe it's like casting the invisibility spell. I believe,
It ends if you cast a spell or make an attack.
which he did.
Oh, yeah.
So he would have been visible. Cool. That solves it.
I would have just appeared out of thin air flying towards you.
Again, I all like a bug.
Well, I think you made an attack after using that card, didn't you? Oh no,
Yeah.
you didn't.
Oh no, sorry.
No, you didn't. So yeah,
Because
you would have been
Callahan
invisible.
killed it before I had a chance.
Yeah, you would have been invisible until then, and just appeared and splattered.
Face plant on the floor.
All right. So yeah, Kaylin, you step out of the shop where the other three are waiting. Possibly either in the courtyard or out the other side of the courtyard. Your choice.
Unless someone actively went, we should wait for Kaylin, I probably wouldn't have clocked and I would have just kept going. Cool.
You
just
guys
kept
don't
going.
clock. Cool.
I probably would have.
They could have stopped and waited. Unless they said something to me, I would have.
To be fair, I left on my own accord. I didn't follow you to town hall, so I
Yeah.
probably would have waited outside.
Okay. Xenophilius, would you have waited outside, or would you have just gone with Callahan automatically?
I feel like at this point it would make sense for him to just latch on to someone he feels most comfortable with.
We'll stick together, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Callahan and Xenophilius start making their way back down the paths you took to get here. Wildstorm, you wait out probably at the end of the courtyard. So Kaylin, you see Wildstorm waiting down the end.
I'll thank him for waiting. Not
think we should
actively
try.
mention anything at this point.
I think we should try catch up with the others.
Sounds good.
Alright, you begin to make your way. I'd imagine you'd probably catch up fairly swiftly if you were making swift moves, given your speeds, I believe, can be or are higher than the speeds of the other two.
Also, I'm not rushing. I'm just.
Yeah.
That is my objective. I'm not rushing it. I'm just like.
So you
Also-
can catch up fairly quickly.
What's Xenophilius' speed, then?
30.
It is 30. For some reason I thought it was slightly less because you're all short.
Yeah, but I'm cool.
Your
Finger
average
guns.
size from where you come from.
Yeah.
I'm tall and lanky.
Me too.
Cool. So you make your way back down the long trek, easier trek on the way down. Probably takes about 15 minutes.
You can fall twice as fast as you can walk.
Yeah. Just because you're not having to heave yourself up the stairs. And you head back into the main body of the city. You approach the city hall. Callahan, you now know where the office is, and you can see the hole in the wall which is opposite Dahlia's office.
I'd walk through it.
Yeah. The others, I assume, follow suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this room, Dahlia is sort of sat behind the desk, sorting out what looks like a final box of papers that is no longer sort of everywhere. And Tenacity is turning with like almost like a large thing of ribbon to tie the box up, essentially, to tie it shut. And she spots you and goes, everything go all right?
Yeah, we finished it, and I'll hand the bit of paper from Pep, being like, they did it.
She takes it. Oh, I don't think we weren't expecting you to go directly to Pep, but that works.
That's who we received it for, is it not?
Yes, but you got the task from us. Cool, good. That's perfect. She tucks it into one of her many pockets all over the outfit, and bags. Oh, before I forget, she sort of rushes you outside of the room to the room next door, which is equally destroyed. I put it over here just so I remembered it. This is for you, and she hands you over a blue smooth stone about the size of your hand, with arcane runes sort of etched into a ring around it. She holds another in her hand. If you need to get in touch with me, press this. Just squeeze the stone very slightly, and you'll be able to talk with me through the stones. Sending stones.
That seems pretty helpful. How far?
Oh, that's a very good point. I don't think I've tested it. This is the first time I've had one. You are my first group, so I haven't been able to get one yet.
I turn around, look towards the hole, I squeeze, and I go, hello, 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 and I just walk.
You all hear, just as Callahan leaves, Callahan's voice coming out of the rock in Tenacity's hand.
He didn't plan for the point of let me know when you can't hear it anymore. He's just going to keep squeezing it and saying hello, hello, hello.
I'm sure we can test it at another point, Callahan.
Can I hear it even though I'm talking to it?
Yes, you can.
Cool, in which case I will stop and come back.
Yeah.
All it takes is for someone to go, you sure? And I go, probably not, but...
All right. If you want to search for whoever wants to keep hold of it long term, if you want to search for sending stones in Roll20.
Does anyone specifically want it? But I vote, no offense, but I vote Xenophilius doesn't have it.
Yeah, that would be fine.
With that.
Oh, it doesn't have it.
If not, I'll just keep hold of it.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you to keep hold of it.
All right. Cool. Okay, so if we get any news of jobs for you, any reports of anything, we will be able to contact you now, with wherever you are, which is much better than trying to find you all the time. The reward. Cool. She goes back into the other room for a second and brings around a small pouch each. Of another 100 gold each.
I have 100 gold each.
Yes. Alright. That is the posted reward. So, I believe we're all square on this. Congratulations, everyone, for your first job with the council, or first official job with the council, I suppose. We will be in touch as soon as we have anything else. Alright. Oh, and these as well. She pulls from her pocket a set of 4 rings with the stamp. You can see sort of behind there is a large number 9 with a line underneath it, so you can tell that it's the right way up. And behind it, you can kind of make out the shape of the Etherfall city crest, which is sort of an abstract, almost like a set of shelves, like a 2D slice of the city, almost. With like water along the bottom left-hand side, like a ripple sort of thing. These are yours for signifying that you are part of Team 9. If you do well enough to increase up the ranks, we'll swap out your signet rings for this. But yes, please keep these just in case you ever need to prove that you are on official business. Obviously, we can then verify it for you. All right?
All right.
Okay. So if everyone wants to add a quick signet ring, Team 9, to your character sheet, your inventory.
Team 4, 5 signet ring.
It does not say 4-5, but go ahead.
That's what I wrote.
You're going to remember it as Team 4-5 no matter what now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Useful signet.
Signet,
SIGNET.
SIGNET. Alright.
I jumped on Callahan again.
So, well,
Make me another attack roll.
I'm gonna get you one day.
You don't have advantage this time.
I hope this continuously misses.
Dang it!
Mm-hmm. You jump at him. Callahan's like turning to do something else, and you just thud into a wall.
I see another bug. Ooh.
Yep.
Bend over, just.
Yeah, the old run into the wall thing. That happened to me when I was younger.
I'll turn around and see Wildstorm on his face and just be like, "Oh, it's a trick. You need a hand up," and I'll help him up.
Oh, how have we ended up with a party mostly filled with slapstick comedy? I love it. Cool. So, if that's everything, like I said, we'll be in touch. Congratulations, everyone.
Hey.
Drinks on me? No, not drinks on me.
Too late. We're all rich now that you've offered.
Far be it from me to get involved. Cool. I will see you later. And she goes next door to Dahlia's room.
Sorry, who was that?
That was Tenacity.
Yeah.
Your adventuring coordinator.
Yeah.
All right, the tiefling.
I just want to write speaking stone next to it.
That's okay. Yep.
The pure tenacity.
So yeah, are you guys going to go drink or
I won't.
no?
Is there a library? That's intact.
Give me
Shit.
a history or religion check of your choice.
None?
No, it has to be one of those two.
11.
11. You're not 100% sure. You've not been inside any buildings that look like a library.
I have a speaking stone.
You do. To the person in the next room over.
Hey, tenacity.
She walks around the corner. Yes?
Just testing it. Is there a library in city? It's not in town, is it?
Yes. That would be the Temple of Istar Karan is your best bet.
Where's that?
That is up on the top floor.
I know that.
Yeah, I know. Callahan doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the Temple of Istar Karan. Up on the upper shelf. You must have gone past it if you were going to the aeronauts.
I saw the aeronauts. Excuse me.
Well, yes, it's up there on the main thoroughfare. It's
Cool.
technically a branch of the Scaled Archive, but most people just refer to it as the temple, unless you're an initiate, you know.
Have we got anything to do yet between you three, or is it just downtime? If it's downtime, walking back up those stairs.
You haven't been given anything by the council just yet. I will say we're probably going to end it in a second, but there will be a couple of days of downtime at this point. So if there's anything you'd like to do in the city while you're here that wouldn't necessarily involve being part of a group, investigations you want to make, people you want to make contact with, that sort of thing, craft work you want to do, skills you want to try and start learning, that sort of thing, then have a think about that for the next couple of days of downtime. All right.
Yes.
Obviously, I can tell that Callahan's going to want to go to the Temple of Istar. So if anyone else wants to go and do some book learning,
there's a couple of other things. I'll write them in the chat for you, the separate chat.
Yes. Have a think about what your character would do if they had time to themselves. There is the option to take on like lesser jobs, if that makes sense, like getting people's cats out of trees, that sort of thing. The council does. The council does provide for like what is referred to in the department as mook work. They will provide you a 2 gold stipend a day, provided that you can provably be doing work around the city. This is currently only available at least at that price or that earning while the city's in an emergency state. All right. So if you want to, you can do mook work on one of the days. That will get you the 2 gold. If you want to do something else, if you want to spend your day doing it, you won't be able to do mook work. But if it's something that just takes like an afternoon, like a performance at somewhere, or like just swinging by a shop, then you can do that and mook work. All right.
I shall have a think.
All right, perfect. You have 2 weeks to do it because we will be off next week and back on, I believe it was the 7th of March. We had decided. Fingers crossed that all schedules align. But yeah, pencil in the 7th of March, everyone. That unless there's anything people want to do in character right now before the end of this day, then we're going to call it that.
I'll just be heading back to the Seer's Truth.
Thought so.
For now, I'll be heading towards the library temple. I sent you a couple of other things in a separate chat.
That's fine.
Not
You're
that
just going to head
important.
straight there. That's fine.
Yeah, I need to do some research.
Well, I think it's probably best that he does some research on some private matters as well.
Alright, so you're going up with Callahan then?
Yeah.
Cool. And Kaylin?
Yeah, the library definitely.
Library as well.
I don't sleep.
So Wildstorm's going drinking while the rest of the gang are doing a study session.
We're going to go be nerds. I'm going to get fucked.
I'd rather get drunk on knowledge. I love it.
I just need to figure out what to kill with my chicken.
And on that note, we will say goodbye to everyone. See you in a couple of weeks. And this has been VenturePoint. Goodbye, everyone.